Hi, it's Kelly Pfeiffer with Go Interactive Training. I've been training for over 16 years, and I'm also a training from the back of the room trainer. So in this video, I'm going to talk about the importance of having interactive handouts. And this is one of the things that you will experience and learn in training from the back of the room. I was actually cleaning out some of my old training files today, and I came across copies of a lot of my old handouts from over the years. So I wanted to share those with you to show you how you'll learn a different way to create handouts. So I used to have parents who would say when I was teaching parenting classes, I can't come to that class. Could you send me the handouts? Will you share the handouts with me? And I would say, well, I can, but I don't think they would be that helpful, because most of my handouts have lots of blank spaces on them. And this is to make the handouts interactive. Most people think handouts are just articles that you're going to read to tell you how to do something. Well, that's not how the brain learns best. The brain learns best when the brain is interacting with content in different ways. And so one of the ways we can help our learners interact with the content is through creating an interactive handout. So when the parents left the training, all of this was filled in, and each of these was probably used during a different time in the training. So this was a 2-hour class. And so they worked in different sections at different times during the class. But that is a very simple handout for me to create, but it had a lot of learning purpose in it because I had tasks that the parents were doing. Now, this is an example of a very simple handout. So I've got another example of a handout where I was training child care providers about fine motor skills. So first I had them sorting some cards into categories by age and what age the fine motor skill would happen. And then they did this in small groups. Then I put a slide up so they could check their answers to see if they were correct or not, if they put them in the right order. And then I had them write the answers on this page as I revealed the answers. So they worked with these cards to sort. They had discussions with their small group while they were trying to take a guess and sort which ages happened for which milestones, or which milestones happened for which ages. And then we took their answers, and I gave them more time to discuss for a short time, and then they had to write it. So they were interacting with the content by sorting, by talking, and by writing. So one of the things that the research is showing is that the more different pathways that the brain experiences the content, and the stronger the more pathways the brain has to remember that information, and it's more likely that the person will take in the information to learn the new skill, to remember what to do with it. So the second page on here has some more examples. So I created a lot of these in Microsoft Publisher, but you could also use Microsoft Word. I love Microsoft Publisher. Not as many people are familiar with that, but there's so many tools for creating shapes on handouts right now. So here's some more examples. You can see that they were going to put sticker dots here. Here's a little take a guess. So they're always doing something to interact with these handouts. And again, when the people come, the handout looks blank. After the people experience the training, all this is filled in during the training. So they're interacting with the handout, they're writing, they're discussing, they're working in groups. But interactive handouts is one of the really helpful ways for your learners to think about, process, and write. Because writing, circling, there's just so many different ways you can have the learners interacting. And that is what you will experience in training from the back of the room. So here is the workbook from training from the back of the room. So I will show you some of the pages in here. So training from the back of the room is a 2-day training for trainers who train on any topic. This will, and one of the things you'll learn in training from the back of the room and experience is how to create those interactive handouts. You'll see lots of different examples during the training. So here's some blank handouts. When you leave training from the back of the room, you will have filled these in. Lots of different spaces, lots of different examples. So you will leave with this workbook, and you will have used all different types of interactive handouts during the 2-day training. And you will be putting sticker dots on some of the pages. You will be putting a sticky note on some of the pages. You'll be writing, circling, using a highlighter. So you will experience that in training from the back of the room. So I will be doing more videos about training from the back of the room and what you'll learn. But today I wanted to focus on this idea of interactive handouts. So I'll share one more. And so there's just endless possibilities for creating these interactive handouts. And you'll notice there's also some visuals on here too. So that's another thing you'll learn in training from the back of the room, is that images help people remember things, and images are easier for the brain to remember in general for most people. The brain is a very visual processor. So here's some more examples of handouts I found when I was cleaning out my files. And so just to follow up on training from the back of the room, if you come to training from the back of the room, it's 2 days. And here are the you'll get this workbook that you'll leave. You'll have filled all this in. You'll get these 2 books that are on the front. It's the Brain Science by Sharon Bowman, Using Brain Science to Make Training Stick, 6 Learning Principles That Trump Traditional Teaching. You'll also get this other book by Sharon Bowman, the actual textbook called Training from the Back of the Room, 65 Ways to Step Aside and Let Them Learn. And the workbook is also by Sharon Bowman. So this is Sharon Bowman's 2-day training called Training from the Back of the Room. And she has taught this around the world. And now she has decided she wants to retire. And she has offered certification for trainers like me to get certified to keep her 2-day training. So this is totally Sharon Bowman's invention and creation, Training from the Back of the Room, 2 days. So I can totally brag on this because it's not my creation, it's Sharon's. And my life was changed after attending Training from the Back of the Room, and I never looked at the human brain and learning and training the same way again. So I invite you to join me for that, but I also invite you to think of ways of how you can create handouts that get the learners interacting with the content in different ways. So there's just so many ways I have used this over the years. But if you like this video, you can click the like button below. You can also subscribe to my channel. My channel is focused for trainers and facilitators and instructors to help you be better trainers, better facilitators, better instructors. So if you want to subscribe to my channel and get more tips about training, you can hit the subscribe button as well. Again, it's Kelly Piper with Go Interactive Training. And I hope that you will experiment just a little bit, take a little step on having your learners start interacting with the handouts. Until next time, bye.